right, space speech. Thank you, Jim, Father Scott, members of the Leader Council, and everyone here today. It's great to be back here with my Mercy Home family. I attended this event as a graduate, class of 2005. And let me tell you, the view from up here is quite different. It's been a long road from sitting in those seats to standing at this podium. From the streets of Inglewood on Chicago's South Side, to Mercy Home, to a career on the cutting edge of aerospace technology at Virgin Galactic. At Virgin Galactic, we like to talk about something called the overview effect. It's the experience that astronauts have for the very first time when they look at the Earth from space. It's unexpected, overwhelming, and connects you to the whole Earth. It's eye-opening, life-changing. Today, I want to talk to you about how the power of vision can change your life. But before I take you all to space, let's take a look at things from the ground. It's July 11th, 2021, Las Cruces Desert, New Mexico. Open land stretching out beyond the horizons. I'm on a team of about 100 technicians, engineers, and others, all preparing Virgin's Unity 22 spaceship for its inaugural launch. It's the first private-funded, fully crewed spaceflight to carry civilian passengers. Among them, Sir Richard Branson, the British billionaire who founded the Virgin Group, and who has the vision to make space travel available for all people. At 10:40 a.m., Unity releases from the Mothership Eve. It turns on its complex rocket motor system and shoots up toward the blue sky. After 14 minutes and about 5 minutes in zero gravity of space, Unity makes its return and glides back gently to the desert floor, where the crowd of about 800 or so waiting to celebrate, with thousands more viewing online from across the world. It was a result of a bold vision to carry regular people to space, to provide that defined moment that only 700 people have experienced throughout our history. Think about that. There's 9 billion people on the planet Earth. And there are about as many people in this room today that has been to space. But for me personally, that day meant even more. It was the result of a commitment that I had to my vision. A vision that I nurtured as a kid growing up in Inglewood. Because you need belief and vision to go where you need to go where you want to go in life. Thankfully, I had both. There was only one problem. Growing up in Inglewood, I had no idea of how to succeed in a career in aerospace. So how did I get from the dangerous streets of the south side of Chicago to this hot July day in the desert? Believe me, it was an indirect route. An often dangerous one. The neighborhood was full of violence, gangs, and guns. I went to a high school in a different part of my neighborhood, Paul Robeson. Still Inglewood, but seemingly a world away. In fact, I had to change my route every day just so I made sure I didn't run into the wrong people. Because any day, that one confrontation can change your life forever. I had to always look over my shoulder. You had to be strong enough to survive or become a victim. Sadly, a lot of people never left Inglewood. So many of my friends are gone, either dead or in jail. People used to get aggressive with me when I used to go to other neighborhoods to play basketball. I've had guns pulled out on me. One time, I was saved only because someone recognized me that I played basketball with. He said, "No, Sidney's cool. He doesn't gangbang." If not for that moment, and not for that guy, I would have lost my life that day. I learned very early in my life that one bad decision could change everything. Most summer nights, you had to come home and sit on the porch once the street lights came on. One night, I asked my mother if I can go to my brother's friend's house across the street, but she said no. She knew I didn't belong there. A mother's intuition. So I just stayed on the porch. Next thing I knew, I looked across the street and I saw gun flashes and saw my friend's brother just fall in the street and become lifeless. Great guy, popular, athletic, but just like that, he was gone. That was a turning point for me. I went into a very dark place. Right after my junior year at Paul Robeson, I dropped out. I knew it wouldn't help me strive to the career I wanted, but neither would getting killed. I sought advice from people around me. There were a lot of great mentors in Inglewood. That's something people don't understand. There's real genius in Inglewood. Great mentors trying to help you out. Literally out, but not a lot of resources or the right information. And for a kid like me, that was a big problem. I used to sit on my back porch and gaze up at the stars, think about my role in this endless universe, about my vision to explore space, about the realities that kept me tethered to the streets. But how do I make this shift? How do I get out? I was at a crossroads. Then a social worker friend of my father's told us about Mercy. They said it was just outside of downtown. Downtown, I had never even been. To me, downtown was light years away. I recently visited Mercy with my daughter. After I took her to my old house on 71st and Aberdeen, I plugged in Mercy Home's address into the GPS. Do you know how far it said we were from downtown Chicago? 20 minutes. 20 minutes, 10 miles. And to me as a kid, it might as well have been in another galaxy. I needed Mercy Home, or who knows what would have happened. It was not an easy transition. You graduates know what I'm talking about. Still today, I am grateful to two people in particular who helped me through those earlier years. They're both here. Jim Marisi. Jim, where you at? Stand up. And also Emily Neal. Stand up, Emily. I just want to say thank you to both. Thanks to Jim and Emily and others during my time at Mercy, I was able to evolve as a person. And I was given the encouragement to follow my dreams. I had a chance to meet people from all around Chicago that had some of the same issues that I was having, just trying to find a way out. Mercy gave me the information I needed to become the best version of myself. Most importantly, they gave me safety. I remember this one time, a bunch of us decided to make the short walk to Greektown. We laughed, goofed around, and just had a great time. As we walked back toward the home on Jackson, I realized something. That whole way back, I never once looked over my shoulder. That was the moment it hit me. I was where I needed to be. A place where I can really start working on my vision. I went to Malcolm X College down the street, got my GED, and took some college courses. Meanwhile, a Mercy home donor by the name of Frank Couture's gave me a job at East Balk Commissary on 31st Place. I worked there even after my transition out of Mercy. Before long, I married my high school sweetheart, my wife, Dominique. And we had a beautiful baby girl named Miley. She's over there as well. I really started to lay down some roots. Everything was going great. I was making great money. I had a stable union job. Everything seemed perfect, right? Well, it was good. It was safe. But it wasn't my vision. So I said to my wife, I know I can do better. I need to go to school. Everybody I talked to told me, Sidney, you're crazy. You got a good paying union job, making great money. People will kill for a good paying union job in Chicago. Why would you want to leave that? But do you know what my wife said? She said, come on, let's go. So I left that job, went to the University of Houston. In a few short years, I earned a degree in mechanical engineering and a minor in non-destructive testing. Then I couldn't find work for 6 months. Yep, it happened. I thought to myself, oh no, what have I done? I turned my world upside down. I left a great job, and now I'm out of work. Then things changed a little bit. I heard about this job at U.S. Steel in Lorain, Ohio. Then I thought to myself, what do I know about Lorain, Ohio? And to move my family like that, it was a risk. But I knew it would lead to something better. So again, I talked to Dominique. You know what she said? Come on, let's go. I worked the night shift and learned a lot about working at a corporation. I leaned heavily on the discipline and structure that I learned at Mercy Home and ended up becoming a supervisor and getting the internal certifications that I needed. But as soon as those waters got calm, I had that thought again. I said to Dominique, I know I can do better. We have to go to California. That's where the aerospace industry is. Can you guess what she said? Come on, let's go. I have a friend who said, there's no way that you're going to get lucky 3 times. First, you make something of yourself at the bakery. You go back to school in Houston. Then you move all the way to Ohio and get into management. What do you think you're going to do in California? I told him, I'm still working on my dream to get into aerospace. He said, look, I'll support you any way I can. But I just want to tell you, you are crazy. Dominique's crazy. But don't tell her I said that. Next, I got a job at an aerospace company in California called Avcorp. I did that for a little while. Then Virgin Galactic reached out. I started at Virgin as an associate quality inspector, the lowest position in my department. Within 4 years, I became the director of quality. This is what I was dreaming about on my back porch in Inglewood. I'm in a place where I'm able to learn and also be a part of history. And I'm on the ground floor. So many mentors, incredible people. I can sit in the cafeteria and just have lunch with an astronaut. I mean, seriously, me sitting there eating a grilled cheese talking about just work with an astronaut. I still don't understand. I've been lucky enough to have great mentors, which led me to give back and mentor others. In 2021, I founded a mentoring program called Spaceships After Dark to try to replicate what Mercy Home did for me. At first, it was just to mentor people in the aerospace field. But soon I started getting calls from other people that had similar experiences as me. Since then, I have mentored over 35 people, including people from Inglewood. I also continue to mentor in the aerospace industry. One of my mentees, Christopher Huey, we call him Chewy, was among the crew that just went back to space on May 25th. That's a picture of me and Chewy 10 minutes after he landed. Don't we look great? Chewy co-founded BLAST, the Black Leadership in Aerospace Scholarship Training Program. BLAST develops young African-American talent in aerospace through mentorship. You see, mentorship is key. That's the big takeaway from Mercy. With the support of others in my life, I was able to move up at Virgin. I am the youngest director in the company's history. And last year, I was honored by the Business Leader Awards, 40 under 40 Top Executive of North America. It was incredible to have my family there in New York when I accepted and told my story. So back to the day in the desert 2 years ago. Our CEO invited everyone at the company to put something in the spaceship as a payload item for the big launch. Anything you wanted, just as long as it was no more than 3 ounces in weight and not a liquid. I put 3 items in this bag. A pair of my daughter's anime earrings, my wife's wedding ring. Yeah, you already know the confidence she has in me to let me do that, right? And these, my glasses. The literal facilitators of my vision. They were floating in zero gravity of space. And in a symbolic sense, they gave me an even closer view of the stars. When the ship came back, I ran my fingers on the underside of the fuselage. I needed to feel that moment in my hands, to reach up and have tangible proof that my vision had come true. My vision became a reality. Everyone here has a vision of who or what they want to be. A CEO, teacher, international lawyer, a mom, an entrepreneur, an artist, an astronaut. If you were lucky like me, you had someone who believed in you. Like how Dominique believed in me enough to go along with every crazy radical idea I had. Graduates, know we all need someone in our life that says, come on, let's go. When you find these people, stay close, listen, trust them. I hope today that these words you hear and understand that someone believes in you. Like everyone at Mercy that believed in you and guided you here to today. Like everyone in this room who came here today because they believe in you. We all believe in you. And you can have a vision. We all believe you can make your vision a reality. It may be hard. You may have doubts. When that happens, think of all of us in this room. Think of this day and this moment. Think of me and my story. Know you'll have your own story. Know you may stand at this podium one day. Hear me, the kid from Inglewood, from Mercy Home, and now in the Virgin Galactic Space Program, telling you those few simple words. Come on, let's go. Thank you. All right.